Hi! Today is exactly 6 months since I had my left leg amputated below the knee. Now, it feels like a million years ago, and it also feels like yesterday. What a whirlwind 6 months it has been. But it's quite fitting that today it finally happened, the imbecile in the car park incident. But I'll come to that in a minute. First, I wanted to talk to you about the sockets and the legs. Now, you know, my prosthetist is struggling to keep up with me, and legs at the moment really only last me 3 to 4 weeks. Now, at the moment, I'm on a temporary leg with a plastic socket, and I've already bust a liner using it, and I bust something else in the ankle as well. So I contacted Ryoji, and he said, yeah, I've just overworked it and worn it out. So I have to carry the silicone lube spray around with me and squirt it into the ankle multiple times a day. It does not completely get rid of the squeak, but it makes it slightly better for a short amount of time. So hurry up, ankle from England. It needs to just get a move on already. Now, I kept the very first socket that was made for me, and I kept it as a reference point. I have not kept any of the others, but before I show you, you can see already, you can see the difference in the size. Now, like I said, this was the very first socket that was made 7 weeks after my surgery. And look at it now. This is me putting this old socket on now. So look at this. Look at the volume that I've got in here. Look at the size of it. Even the swelling on my knee. You could almost fit another half a leg in there. And look at the depth of it. It's just like, yeah, I can't believe it. Even my hand doesn't keep it on anymore. Now, I remember my leg looking like a bit of an elephant's foot, but geez, the size of the amount of the swelling that causes, it's just incredible. So, the last 6 months, what a 6 months this has been. And it was rounded off today by the imbecile in the car park incident. Now, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was always going to happen. And I was just waiting for the day, and I was ready. And I rocked up at a coffee shop that is near my work, and they have a disabled spot right outside the door. Now, I always use it because their car parks are really narrow, and I struggle to get out of a car unless the door is really wide, and there's really not much space between the parks, so I wouldn't be able to get out. So I always park in that, and I always hang my disabled badge on the mirror. And I was just about to get out of the car. I'd opened the door wide, and I'd swung my legs around. I was about to stand up. Because of where it is, it's often a walk-through for people because it's right outside the door. The gap that's meant to be the disabled access side is often a walk-through. Anyway, I opened the door, and this woman comes along, and she stopped. And she went like this. She was looking at my car. Now, at first I thought she was waiting for me to get out of the way so she could get past, but clearly not. So I got out of the car, and she goes, "Well, that's ironic, isn't it?" And pointed at my car. I said, "What is?" "Well, you know, you're a personal trainer and you're parked in a disabled spot." I was ready. I said, "Oh, really? Well, I've got an artificial leg. Is there a bloody problem with that?" And she said, "Oh, no, I just thought it was funny." I said, "Oh, what part of it was funny? Is it funny that I'm disabled, or is it funny that a personal trainer can be disabled?" And she said, Oh, you know, maybe it's just my funny sense of humour, you know. And I said, "Oh, yeah, well, there's a few things you need to read first. Look at this." And I pointed out the sticker on my back window, made her read it, and brought her around to the back of the car, made her read it. And it says, "I don't look disabled, you don't look stupid," but there we are. And she was like, oh, you know, and making excuses. I said, "Oh, whilst you're at it, you need to read this as well." Now, I was so bloody thankful I had this shirt on today. And she said, oh, don't do that to me. I said, well, don't talk to me then. So, yeah, I don't care how smart ass you think you are. Just have a think before you insert foot into your mouth, because it's very offensive. It's very offensive to approach somebody who's disabled and then make some type of joke about it when you have no idea who they are, and then go on and on and on about it and say that it's just your humour. I'm sorry, there is nothing funny about being disabled. This is not a joke. I don't laugh about it, ever. I don't find it amusing that somebody chopped my leg off when it could have been prevented. I don't find it amusing that I've had to change my entire life, and I'm still having to because of that. There is nothing amusing about that whatsoever. And I don't even know how you can even think it's funny. So just shut your gob the next time you're thinking of making a smart-ass remark and walk the other way, because I'm really not interested. So, 6 months since I became involuntarily disabled. And what have I achieved? Well, I'm not sure I could come up with a comprehensive list off the top of my head, but I have managed to learn how to walk on a prosthetic. I have figured out how to ride a bike, albeit stationary, and I have relearnt flotation and have got back to swimming. I have managed to get my walking distance back up to 1.5 kilometres when I couldn't walk 20 metres before with 2 feet. I have entered 4 open water swim events as a para athlete, and they were all able-bodied events. And I have also entered and competed in a multi-sport event as part of a team, and I was once again the only disabled athlete. Now, for 6 months post-op, that's not a bad list. I know I beat myself up a lot about what I can achieve and what I can't achieve, and the frustrations of having a leg that only lasts about 3 weeks. But really, in 6 months, I have managed to get through a lot more than I could have ever dreamed of. And that is thanks to my determination and all the supportive friends around me and my ever-suffering prosthetist up in Dunedin. So that is a wrap, people, for the first 6 months. What's the next 6 gonna have in store? Well, who knows?